The icy November wind howled outside, mimicking the turmoil in my chest. I paced Vivian's office, its plush carpet doing little to muffle the sound of my steps. Outside, the rhythmic honk of car horns blended with the ceaseless chatter of the city, a symphony of urban life that I could usually tune out. But today, the noise only served to highlight the deafening silence between us. Vivian sat behind her massive mahogany desk, her usual sharp edges softened by the soft glow of the table lamp beside her, yet the look on her face was anything but soft. Her jaw was set, her eyes narrowed, and the faintest tremor ran through her fingers that rested lightly on the desk. The vibrant autumn colors of her dress, a deep red with hints of gold, seemed to mock the icy atmosphere that had enveloped us. "What happened, Viv?" I finally asked, my voice hoarse from disuse. It had been 5 days since our lives had been turned upside down. 5 days since my secret, the one thing that had kept me running for 20 years, had been ripped from my past and thrust into the glaring lights of the present. She didn't answer immediately. Her gaze drifted to a point beyond me, as if she were searching for words in the very fabric of the city. When she finally turned back, her expression was a study in controlled emotions. "You knew this could happen, didn't you, Riley?" Her voice, usually as clear and melodious as a mountain stream, was now clouded with a thick fog of disappointment. I admitted, my gaze dropping to the plush carpet. I traced patterns on it, anything to avoid meeting her disappointed eyes. "I knew the risk. I should have told you." The words caught in my throat, tasting like ash and regret. "You should have," she echoed, her voice barely a whisper. "But you didn't." She paused, then added, "And now your father is involved." A shudder ran through me. Mentioning him was like opening a Pandora's box of pain and fear. My father, the man who had branded me with my scars, both physical and emotional, was now out in the open, his predatory eyes searching for me. Vivian reached out, her fingers hovering over mine before retreating as if burned. "Riley, I'm sorry. I should have protected you from this. It won't happen again, I promise." Her words were filled with remorse, but they only amplified my own. "No, you don't understand," I cried, my voice cracking. "I'm the one who kept things hidden. If anyone's to blame, it's me." She stood up, her silhouette framed by the soft light spilling from the window behind her. "Don't ever say that. You are not to blame. I trusted your discretion. I believed you when you told me you were an orphan. I never imagined." Her voice trailed off, her shoulders slumping slightly under the weight of her realization. I wanted to reach out to her, to touch her and tell her that none of this was her fault, but I couldn't. Not yet. I needed her to understand that my silence wasn't because I was ashamed of my past, but because I was afraid of losing her. Afraid that knowing the truth would change everything, and in a way, it had. My past was a storm-tossed sea, turbulent and unpredictable, and I'd carefully built a life on the calm shores of her love. Now that storm had come crashing down, threatening to engulf us both. I got up and walked over to her, placing a hand on her arm. She flinched slightly, but then turned, her eyes searching mine. In that moment, I saw not just sadness and disappointment, but also a flicker of understanding, a recognition of the turmoil that had shaped me. "Viv," I started, my voice rough with emotion, and in that moment, I knew I couldn't keep secrets from her anymore. I had to show her the depths of my soul, even if it meant risking everything. I didn't tell you because I was afraid, I confessed, the words tumbling out of me. Afraid that you wouldn't understand, that you'd think I was a monster. But the truth is, I am neither. I just wanted to protect you from the darkness that has been a part of me for as long as I can remember. Her eyebrows furrowed as she tried to piece together the fragments of my past. Then, as if a dam had broken, memories tumbled out of me, each one a piece of the puzzle that was my life. I told her about growing up in foster care, the constant feeling of being unwanted, the nightmares that still haunted me, and the scars that mapped the painful journey of my existence. I told her about the day I met my parents, the love that had bloomed unexpectedly, and the joy that filled our small home. I described the house we'd lived in, the worn-out furniture, the mismatched curtains, and the chipped enamel of our kitchen table. And most importantly, I told her about the love that had been the glue that held my parents and I together, a love that had been unconditional and unwavering. As I spoke, I saw a transformation taking place in her eyes. The disappointment was still there, but now it was tempered with empathy, understanding, and something else that stirred a hope within me, something akin to forgiveness. When I finished, silence descended, heavy and thick, broken only by the distant hum of traffic. The weight of my confessions hung in the air between us, and I braced myself for whatever verdict she might deliver. Finally, she spoke, her voice shaking slightly. Why didn't you tell me any of this before? Why keep it all bottled up inside? I looked down, shame burning my cheeks. I was scared, Viv. Scared to bring the darkness into your life. I wanted to shield you from it, to protect you. I thought I could do that better if you didn't know. She stepped closer, her hand reaching out to cup my face. Her touch was feather-light, yet sent tremors through me. Riley, you can't protect yourself by keeping secret, and you don't have to. Let me help you carry that darkness. Let me share the burden with you. Her words, so full of compassion and understanding, broke through the dam I'd built around my heart. Tears welled up, blurring my vision. I don't want to drag you down with me, I whispered, my voice thick with emotion. She cupped my cheek, her thumb gently wiping away a tear. You aren't dragging me down. You're lifting me up. You make me want to be a better person, a kinder, more compassionate person, and I want to help you heal, Riley. I want to help you find the light that shines within you, even if it feels buried under all that darkness. Her words were a lifeline thrown into the turbulent sea of my emotions, anchoring me amidst the storm. In that moment, I realized that I couldn't navigate the darkness alone. I needed her light, her unwavering belief in me, even when I struggled to see the light myself. As she held me, whispering words of comfort and encouragement, I knew I was truly lucky. Lucky to have found her, to have gained a love that knew no bounds, a love that embraced my flaws and scars, and a love that promised to stay, to heal, to hold me. Because sometimes all it takes is one person to believe in you, to see the good in you, and to help you see it too. And I had found that person in Vivian Harrington, a woman who had become more than just my love. She was my anchor, my lighthouse, and my promise of a brighter tomorrow.